Have you ever wondered why people, especially women, seem naturally drawn to you? Maybe it happens at a cafe, during a casual chat in the grocery store, or at a family gathering. They lean in when you speak, their eyes light up with interest, and they genuinely engage in the conversation. It's not just about the words you say, it's about how you make them feel. This isn't just luck. There's something about you, something magnetic, that keeps people coming back. And here's the secret. Attractiveness isn't just about looks, it's about presence. A truly attractive man isn't defined by a strong jawline, a full head of hair, or a youthful face. Sure, those things might turn heads for a moment, but real attraction runs deeper. It's about who you are and how you carry yourself. A man with quiet confidence, a sense of self-assurance, and an ease in his demeanor naturally draws others in. That kind of magnetism doesn't fade with age, in fact. It only grows stronger. Think about a time when a woman held eye contact with you a little longer than usual. Maybe she smiled more, laughed at your jokes, or found reasons to keep the conversation going. Perhaps she asked about your thoughts, your experiences, your perspective on life. These small, seemingly subtle actions speak volumes. They're not just polite gestures, they're signs that she enjoys being in your presence. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who make them feel at ease, men who listen, who exude effortless confidence, and who don't feel the need to prove anything. And when you have this presence, people trust you more. They seek your advice, they enjoy your company, and they value your insight. If you've ever had someone tell you, "I feel like I can talk to you about anything," even if you barely knew them, that's a powerful sign of the natural energy you carry. Attractiveness isn't just about how you look in the mirror. It's about how people feel when they're around you. And if you've noticed that others naturally enjoy your company, that's no accident. It's a reflection of the presence you bring into every interaction. There's something undeniable about a man who carries himself with confidence. Not arrogance, not boastfulness, just a quiet, relaxed self-assurance that makes others feel comfortable in his presence. Unlike younger men who are still figuring themselves out, a man who has grown into his own skin stands apart. He doesn't need to be the loudest in the room or constantly seek validation. His presence alone commands attention. Have you ever walked into a room and felt eyes naturally shift toward you? Not because you were trying to get noticed, but simply because there was something about you that drew people in. Perhaps you found that others naturally include you in conversations, that women seem at ease engaging with you, or that people respect your presence without you having to say a word. That's the power of relaxed confidence. It's not forced, it's not put on, it's simply there. And in a world full of people who are anxious, insecure, and constantly trying to prove themselves, a man who is truly comfortable with himself stands out effortlessly. Women notice. They notice the way you carry yourself, the calmness in your demeanor, the fact that you don't need to fill every silence with words. They appreciate a man who listens, who speaks when it matters, whose smile is warm but never forced, whose very presence makes them feel safe. But confidence isn't just about how you hold yourself. It's also about how you take care of yourself. Have you ever had someone casually compliment your posture, your energy, or even your overall presence? These small comments may seem insignificant, but they hold a deeper meaning. They signal that people notice the way you move, the way you stand, the way you engage with the world. You don't have to spend hours in the gym to be attractive. What truly stands out is when a man values his well-being, when he stays active, moves with purpose, and carries himself with strength. It's about vitality, not vanity. A man who walks with confidence, who moves with agility and ease, naturally commands attention. People, especially women, aren't just drawn to physical appearance. They're drawn to energy, to movement, to the unspoken signals of good health and self-care. A strong posture, a steady walk, a firm handshake. These subtle details send a message that speaks louder than words. And here's something many men overlook. Humor is one of the most underrated signs of attraction. Have you ever noticed that women laugh at your jokes, even the corny ones? Laughter isn't just about humor. It's a way of building connection, showing comfort, and signaling attraction. If a woman genuinely laughs at what you say, even when your joke isn't groundbreaking, it's often because she enjoys your presence. Think about it. Have you ever made a lighthearted joke in a social setting? Maybe it was a classic dad joke, something simple and predictable. Instead of rolling her eyes, she laughed, maybe even leaned in, touched your arm as she chuckled, or looked at you with an amused smile. These small reactions mean more than you might think. A man who can make people laugh without trying too hard has a natural charm. It signals intelligence, confidence, and emotional ease. It shows that you don't take life too seriously, that you can bring lightness to a moment, and that you're comfortable enough to joke around. Women appreciate men who can create an enjoyable atmosphere without feeling the need to impress. It's not about being a comedian, it's about sharing a moment of joy, of connection, of effortless charm. If you've noticed that women seem to laugh at your jokes more often than not, even when they're simple, take it as a sign. It's not just about the joke itself, it's about you. They enjoy being in your presence. They feel at ease around you. And on some level, they find you attractive. At the end of the day, attractiveness isn't about youth. It's about presence. It's about confidence. It's about the way you make others feel. Many men go through life unaware of just how much they stand out. They assume that because they're older, their appeal has faded. But in reality, their attractiveness has evolved. Experience, wisdom, and self-assurance are things that can't be faked, and they make a man more attractive than ever. Women notice the way you carry yourself. They notice the confidence in your voice, the ease in your movements, the strength in your character. They see the way you engage with others, the way you handle challenges, the way you simply exist without needing approval. Your attractiveness isn't measured by the number of wrinkles on your face or the color of your hair. It's measured by the respect you command, the conversations you spark, and the way people feel when they're around you. So the next time someone lingers in conversation with you, the next time a woman laughs at your jokes or holds eye contact just a little longer than expected, recognize it for what it is. It's not random. It's not meaningless. It's a reflection of something powerful that you carry. And if you've ever doubted it, if you've ever questioned whether your presence still holds weight, remember this. True attractiveness isn't about youth. It's about the confidence, wisdom, and self-assurance that only come with experience. Women see it. People feel it. And whether you realize it or not, you have it. Have you ever wondered if you're still turning heads like you used to? Maybe you've caught yourself glancing in the mirror, questioning whether you still have that undeniable charm, that magnetic presence that once made people gravitate toward you. It's a thought that crosses every man's mind at some point. As the years go by, you might wonder, do people still find me attractive? Do I still have that it factor? Here's something you may not realize. You could be far more attractive than you give yourself credit for. Attraction isn't just about youthful features, a chiseled jawline, or a full head of hair. True appeal runs much deeper. It's in the way you carry yourself, the confidence you exude, and the quiet strength you've built through experience. And while you may not notice it, the people around you do. Attractiveness doesn't fade, it evolves. What once relied on physical looks now stems from something even more powerful: wisdom, self-assurance, and a presence that demands respect without trying too hard. There are subtle, yet undeniable, signs that prove you still have a striking appeal, even if you don't see it yourself. And once you start noticing them, you'll realize that you're turning more heads than you ever thought possible. One of the biggest indicators that people find you attractive is how often they seek out your advice or guidance. Think about it. Do others naturally come to you for insight? Whether it's younger men asking for career tips, women drawn to your perspective on relationships, or even strangers seeking help with small things, this isn't just coincidence. It's a reflection of the presence you carry. Women, in particular, are deeply attracted to confidence and emotional intelligence. A man who has lived, learned, and doesn't need to prove himself is far more appealing than one who constantly seeks attention. When you notice people gravitating toward you, not because you demand it, but because they respect it, that's a powerful sign of attraction. Beyond words, body language speaks volumes. Have you ever locked eyes with someone and noticed them holding their gaze just a little too long? That lingering moment, that slight hesitation before looking away, isn't accidental. Women, whether consciously or subconsciously, communicate attraction through eye contact. It's one of the most subtle yet telling signs that someone finds you intriguing. And let's talk about style. If people frequently compliment the way you dress, your grooming, or how put together you look, don't brush it off. A well-dressed man who carries himself with confidence is a force to be reckoned with. Whether it's a sharp blazer, a signature cologne, or simply the way you own your space, these little details don't go unnoticed. There's also something to be said about the energy you bring into a room. Have you ever entered a space and felt the atmosphere shift slightly? Maybe conversations pause for a brief moment, or people subtly glance in your direction. That's not just luck, it's presence. A man who walks with quiet confidence, who doesn't seek validation but naturally commands attention, will always be attractive. And it's not just women who notice. Younger men often look up to older men who exude strength and wisdom. If you found that people frequently ask for your insight, that's a reflection of your influence. They don't just see you as an older man, they see you as someone who knows. That kind of quiet power is far more attractive than anything superficial. Even in casual interactions, there are clues. Maybe someone has told you, "You have a great presence," or "You always look sharp." Maybe you've noticed how people listen intently when you speak. These are not just polite remarks. They are acknowledgments of the subtle yet powerful impact you have on those around you. Attraction is not about age. It's about how you own your age. A man who walks with purpose, who embraces his experiences, and who carries himself with quiet self-assurance will always be someone people admire. So, the next time you question whether you still turn heads, pay attention. Look at how people react when you walk into a room. Notice the compliments, the eye contact, the way others lean in when you speak. You might just realize that the very things you overlook about yourself are the things that make you stand out the most. If this message resonates with you, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an insight like this. You're more attractive than you think. It's time you start believing it.